Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Everyone's a Little Queer, Currently Queer, episode 6.
Currently Queer.
Episode 6. All right, this week I'm going to start.
Jumping right into it.
Let's start with Daña, I think, Daña, a drag queen, or drag king. Daña was recently certified by the Guinness Book of World Records. 80-year-old Daña is the oldest drag king and is still performing.
At 80, they're still performing?
80 years old.
Where at?
And started in Fresno, California.
Okay.
Yeah. She began her career just before her 20s. I think it was like right before her 21st birthday in Fresno, California. Her first performance that she did a number 2, La Bamba. During her younger years as a performer, her and the other girls didn't have to hide as much as the drag queens did. So they were more free to express their art and be out in public and be out and open and everything. Through the 80s, she co-founded the Imperial Sequoia Empire de Tulare and Kings Counties. It is a chapter of the International Court System. And I had to look up what the International Court System
I was going to say, what's that?
Because it sounded intense, but it's the second largest queer organization in the world. They have 65 chapters between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And this is how Daña, the name was created. She took part of her last name, and somebody was saying something about like being a princess or an emperor. They have like emperors in these chapters, emperors and empresses. And she was like, I don't want to do that. And so she adopted the L part of their chapter, and then Daña. During the 80s and 90s, she was paramount in the buddy system during the HIV and AIDS crisis. Again, that's why the L is in front of the LGBTQ, because the lesbians were there for the gay men during the crisis and still are to this day. Huge philanthropic charity events, raising money, raising awareness, and she was going to retire.
And then she said, no, ma'am.
She was like, on board, I'm going to retire, I'm going to be done, because she's been performing for 60 years. And she performed at Fresno State to over 400 people who, at the end of her performance, gave her a very long standing ovation.
Work.
Yes. And after that, she decided, I can't stop doing this. And she's quoted as saying, just give me more bookings to perform. So well into her 80s and still performing, still having fun, still being a part of the community. And raising awareness, and does a bunch of charities out there in California still. So go her.
Oh, Daña. Daña.
I could. It has like I'm not like good with Spanish, but it has a little accent.
A tilde.
Yeah.
Daña.
Something like that. No, I think it's the squiggly one. What's the squiggly one?
A tilde.
Oh, okay.
On the end?
Maybe?
Daña.
I don't know.
Anyway,
but if we ever go to California or Fresno, I would love to see them perform if they're still performing.
I mean, I don't know when we're going to go to Fresno, but who knows? Maybe one day. Okay, we're going to jump into the 37th Annual GLAAD Awards that took place on March 5th. If you want, they will be available for streaming starting March 21st.
Whoop, whoop.
Exclusively on Hulu. So I'm just going to pick some of the fun winners from the GLAAD Awards that took place. They were hosted by the one, the only Jonathan Bennett. What a gorgeous human. We're going to start off with Chapel Roan. So she she actually tied with the incredible I've Had It podcast. Big fan of the I've Had It podcast, hence the t-shirt I'm wearing right now, some Boycott Megachurch merch from the Queens on the I've Had It podcast. So Chapel Roan, for her episode from March of 2025, where she sat down with Alex Cooper on the popular Call Her Daddy podcast. The episode was titled Chapel Roan, Are People Scared of Me? She won that this is the award that they won for 2026 GLAAD Media Award, and they were tied with an episode of I've Had It podcast titled Straight Panic Gay Excellence. When Jennifer Welch went up to claim their award for the I've Had It podcast, they went on to say she went up and she had her moment.
I saw that.
I just would shout out to Jennifer Welch. You had your moment. She, quote, said, I want to say something with my full chest. Never obey in advance. Fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump, free Palestine, and save trans kids. Mic drop.
And then they walked off the stage. It was wonderful.
Shout out to you, Jennifer Welch. I love you, Queen, and I couldn't agree more, and I just love a good fuck the patriarchy moment. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
What else happened at the GLAAD Awards? Liza Minnelli, she received GLAAD's inaugural Liza Minnelli Storyteller Award in honor of her upcoming memoir, Kids, Wait Till You Hear This. It was presented by Michael Feinstein. Minnelli entered the stage surrounded by an ensemble of dancers following a video narrated by the one, the only RuPaul Charles.
Oh, wonderful.
She said, "I'm so glad to be here with all of you," Minnelli said while she accepting her award. "You make me so proud because you are so strong and you stand up for what you believe in reference to the queer community, the LGBTQI plus members that were there that night celebrating the GLAAD Awards. Where should we go next? Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers, the co-hosts of the Las Culturistas podcast, received the Stephen S. Kolzak Award. They were introduced by Demi Lovato, who also opened the awards singing her hit song, Kiss. Okay, obviously, Heated Rivalry. I don't think there's been an episode of Currently Queer where we haven't talked about Heated Rivalry. Heated Rivalry won Outstanding New TV Series. Condor Story, Francis Arnold, Robbie GK, and other cast members accepted the award alongside Jacob Tierney, the show's creator, writer, and director. So mazel tov to the Heated Rivalry cast and crew for winning Outstanding New TV Series. Stranger Things won Outstanding Drama Series, an award that was accepted by Noah Schnapp. Noah, did I say that right? Schnapp. There's SCHNAP. Schnapp. He is queer.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember when that dropped and everything, because I think in the show they're gay, too.
I'm not sure. I think so. Keegan would.
Keegan. We'll ask our best gay.
But I think they do. I don't know. I stopped watching after season 3.
Yeah.
One day I'll finish
Hensley's
it.
currently watching it right now, so maybe we'll just wait for her to figure it out and then tell us.
That's true. What else won? Royal won Outstanding Comedy Series, accepted by Abe Sylvia and Mindy Cohn. I haven't seen that, but I've heard good things about it.
I have no idea what that's about.
I think it's on Apple TV. It's either Apple TV or HBO. Of course, The Traitors took Outstanding Reality Competition Program, and the award was accepted by cast members. So this is 2026, so the awards are from 2025.
Right.
Everything that happened in 2025-ish, because technically Heated Rivalry did come out in 2025 December. It didn't really blow up until towards the end of the year, early January, but it did come out in 2025. So it won for last season of Traitors, which was... Oh, yeah. So the award was accepted by Chriselle Strauss, Poverty. I don't know what her last name is. Monet Exchange.
Oh, I love that. Michelle, I'm wearing a G-Flip shirt right now.
I think that wasn't Monet on this season. Or was it last season? It was this season.
Monet?
Yeah. She just got, spoiler alert, eliminated pretty early.
No, Monet was on the last one. Bob was on this one.
Oh, was it Bob? Okay.
Bob was on.
Monet did get eliminated though very early in her season.
Yes.
Which was robbed.
Which was sad.
And then we will stick with the Traitors a little bit here, and the one and only Alan Cumming. He was cited for Outstanding Variety or Talk Show episode when he was a guest host on Jimmy Kimmel Live for the episode. It was titled Guest Host Alan Cumming on the Attacks Against the Trans Community and Bringing Kindness Back to America. That was the episode that he did where he spotlighted some trans organizations, brought light against the attacks on the community, and he won an award for that. Obviously, there's way more winners that happened on the GLAAD Awards, but like I said, if you want, you can head over to their website and see the full list of all the winners. And also, if you want, you can stream the entire award ceremony March 21st on Hulu. So congratulations to all the winners of the GLAAD Awards.
And it looked so much fun. I saw like pictures of like Jonathan Bennett going in the crowd and doing his crowd work. Oh.
He did great crowd work. Yeah. Everybody was Gorgina, and Robbie GK was looking fine as hell.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it looked like a really great time. Hudson didn't make the award ceremony because he had prior engagements. So if anyone wants to try and spill some tea and start some drama, there's nothing to spill. He just had prior engagements and was busy. Yeah.
Great award ceremony.
Mazel.
Wins. And I love Alan Cumming. Oh my God, he's
Speaking
so
of Alan Cumming, they have a new show coming out on Wow Presents Plus. It is a reality kind of like documentary type series where they follow Club Cumming, their bar in New York City. So
which, if you're in New York or go to New York, go to that bar. It's incredible.
The cabaret singer that we saw, she's in the show.
Is she?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Fun fact.
I love it. Sequence loves it, girl.
Yeah, right.
All right, on to the next one. So we're going to talk about Scouting America, formerly known as the Boy Scouts of America. They did a name change a few years ago because they were allowing women or girls also to be a part of it. So to
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember
so they
now.
changed. That's why it's Scouting for America now. Scouting for America pretty much told Pete Hegseth to eat rocks and fuck off, and that trans kids are still welcome to participate in Scouting for America. President and CEO Roger Crone says we have transgender people in our program and we will have transgender people in our program going forward.
Work.
Pete Hegseth and obviously the Pentagon, they have deals. And when I was in the military, we used to do this all the time where we would have at the time, Boy Scouts of America, they would come and get their aviation badges. So they would take a
Oh.
tour and sit and watch like the RepCon, the tower, take a tour of a couple of the airplanes. Then they would go over to Warrensburg and they would go up for like a 30-minute fan flight in a Skyhawk and fly around, and then they would get their aviation badges. So
Oh.
and they have all of these deals with all of these different military bases and posts all around the country. And the Pentagon, led by Drunk Hegseth, said they're blaming DEI on the organization going woke. Here's my thing. Woke is, in my opinion, just a way for people who don't have like a diverse group of friends or who don't have people in their lives that aren't just white people.
Or as Pumps would say, they don't have Riz.
Yes, they don't have Riz. They don't have Riz. They don't have the friends. And they're probably like hard people to be friends with because they're just assholes. And so they use the term woke in such a way that's like, it's not woke to have an organization full of different people. You can learn so much from a diverse group of people. Having everyone who looks like you, sounds like you, thinks like you're not forwarding yourself by any mean, intellectually, physically, or culturally. You're kind of just holding yourself stagnant. And so woke is just a fucking stupid ass thing for these people. But Hegseth has threatened to end the ability for Scouting for America to visit any military bases. Like I said, used to work with them with the aviation badges. However, a deal was struck to where now kids must register based upon their birth certificate, because they are saying that they are going to cut the affiliations with them. This is the same thing that Drunk Hegseth has said about Ivy League schools, pulling all of the funding or affiliations from Ivy League schools because they're too woke. Again, he just probably couldn't get into Harvard or Stanford.
You mean like they're like ROTC programs and stuff?
That, or they're cutting the ability for like, so in the military, you can, apply to go to school while you're in the military, and then you get tuition assistance, you can CLEP and Dante tests, you can do all these things to help get education while you're serving in the military for a very reduced kind of price.
Oh, you just said big words and I don't know what those were.
CLEP and Dante's are the same thing. They're just like where you can test out of, instead of taking a full course, you can take a test on it. It's like a 2-hour-long test. If you pass, then you get the credit for that class without doing the class.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how I got through so many classes so fast when I was in the military. I just CLEP'd a shit ton of them.
Nerd.
Yeah. I know. Phoenix called me a nerd the other day. Kudos to our kids. Our kids are very smart, and our son got into a gifted program through the school, and I called him a nerd, and he just looked right up at me and goes, "You are a nerd." And I was like, "Okay, look at him."
Work.
Again, I think just Hegseth, all these tiny dick fucks, they just have a problem with organizations that they wouldn't get into or that they never got into. So they're trying to blame, DEI and woke and all of this other shit.
Antifa, which is also not a thing.
Yeah, if you're the leader of Antifa and you listen to our podcast, wonderful. Thank you so much. And then by that, I mean everybody who listens to our podcast. I do appreciate it, because fuck all those assholes. But it's just, you're trying to cut organizations that have helped, or cut this affiliation that has helped propel so many kids into high careers of STEM and companionship and community. And you're cutting all of this. And he's doing it all in the name of it's too woke because they allow transgender kids into it. Who gives it? A transgender kid just also wants to go tie knots and start fucking fires safely.
The fires part I can get behind. The tying of the knots is kind of boring, but I also was not a Boy Scout.
No, me neither. So
what a funny concept.
Well, they do all sorts of things though, and you're just taking that opportunity away because you don't understand trans kids. You don't understand trans people. Just go fucking find the end of a bottle and fuck off.
Well, he already probably does that.
Yeah, probably clinking around in his desk somewhere.
Woof. Clink, clink, motherfucker. Anything else to share, honey?
No, that was my rant. But also, good job for that CEO. At least standing up and saying...
Wait, but so they still have to register based on their birth certificate?
Yes. But they're looking at, right now, that's what their agreement is. To keep their affiliation, to be able to still allow for the visit to the military bases and everything. But I think once they figure out a way to do outside of that, they'll probably stop that and go back to just how they were. Yeah.
Oh, well. Neato potatoes. Is that a saying? I don't
No,
think so.
it's not, but
okay, we're gonna get a little political here. Bam, bam, bam.
I was thinking about that the other tangent. I was thinking about that the other day. Somebody said something, I don't want to be too political. And it was talking about like gay shit. And I was like, honestly, queer life is always and will always be political.
You are a political statement by being queer.
By just existing.
By just existing.
Yeah.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
you don't have to preface, I hate to be political. You exist, you're gay, you're political.
You're political. So I want to shout out two Senate candidates for the 2026 midterms. The Texas primaries just wrapped up last week.
Yep.
Was it last week? Yeah,
Yes.
last Tuesday. Well, when this comes out, it'll be 2 Tuesdays ago. Just wrapped up, and James Tillerico ended up beating Jasmine Crockett in the Democratic primary. So shout out to James. I'm so sorry, Jasmine. I love you. But it's not the time to be sad. We're going to rally around James Tillerico so we can flip Texas blue, baby. Wow, good timing. The lights are blue. I love that. Good timing there. So we're going to rally around James Tillerico. And then also I want to shout out Graham Plattner. And I know there is a little bit of, what's the word? Well, there's a little controversy with some of Graham Plattner's past and one of his tattoos. Everybody, we all have a past. He covered it up. He's apologized for the tattoo. He didn't know what it meant back in the day when he got it in the armed forces. Who cares? We all make mistakes. We're moving on from it. He is definitely a much better person and has apologized for things. And like, we all have a past. Okay.
What was the tattoo?
It was something that had a little bit of an anti-Semitic.
But he covered it up.
Yeah, it's covered up.
So he goes, "Oh, I made a mistake. I fixed it."
Yeah, what a concept, right?
Again, like drunk Hexeth is still wearing his.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So Graham Plattner, he is the Democratic U.S. Senate candidate, or one of them, running trying to unseat Maine's longtime Senator Susan Bumfuck Collins, who is literally just an ancient human. She's been in the Senate for far too long. And he actually is being primaried against the current, what's her name, governor. She's the governor who came out and said that when Donald Trump put out the whole executive order saying trans people can't compete in sports, she's the one that said, fuck you, we're not going to listen to that.
Yep.
And then they had that moment in the governor's ball where
Yes.
she basically told him to like,
I'll see you in court, and he's like, yeah, we'll see, that kind of moment.
yeah, that whole moment. And so after that, she kind of got some, obviously she got a lot of publicity, and now she's like, I want to run. Then of course, she's a lot more of a like an establishment Democrat, where like honestly I probably wouldn't be surprised if she's getting some AIPAC money.
Yeah.
And of course Chuck Schumer is like, yeah, we're gonna vote for her, when like Graham Plattner had already a well-established campaign with a huge support system, and like in all the polling he's been doing really well. And even still, after his little controversy, he's still polling better than the governor of Maine currently. So she should have just stayed out of it, but you know, whatever. And of course Chuckles Schumer had to get his bullshit into it. And I'm going a little bit off course here. But recently Graham Plattner has kind of started to make a little bit of a stance and has specifically come out in support of trans people. And he said that Republicans have attacked transgender rights as part of an invented culture war scare tactic to distract from economic issues. So Maine's governor, the one that we're just talking about, she's the one who's running. Her name was Janet Mills. When she didn't do the whole thing, they then had to basically it was proposed to do like a ballot question.
Okay.
Where they're coming up to be like, should we support Donald Trump's bullshit ban? And so that is a ballot question now in the 2026 midterms for Maine on top of the actual midterm elections. And so the anti-trans campaign in Maine conveniently is funded by an out-of-state billionaire to make sure that we have this discussion and we don't talk about raising his taxes. So everybody's mad because he doesn't even fucking live in Maine, and he's some bullshit billionaire.
Well, it's because he probably has like an LLC or something up there where he funnels his money through.
I mean, maybe, but he's referring to Illinois-based conservative billionaire Richard, I'm going to butcher this last name, Uihlein, Uihlein.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
he can't just put letters together to make a name. That's bullshit.
He donated $800,000 to the state ballot initiative to enact Trump's ban against trans.
Jesus Christ.
Against trans.
So fucking scared of trans people, so that way you can continue hoarding. When these people die, guess what? Your money's, you don't take it with you.
Correct.
This isn't ancient Egypt. They don't bury you with your shit take you to the afterlife.
Right. So a joint statement was put out by GLAAD Law, Equality Maine and Maine's Women Lobby, calling the effort by Richard, whatever their fuck last names, billionaire, they called it a cynical attempt by one of the richest people in the world to manipulate voters. They want by just increasing bullying and harassment to cost local schools millions of dollars for construction and litigation.
Sacrifice education so that way I don't have to pay taxes.
And so Plattner then also comes out to say that I think there are like 2 trans kids that compete in high school sports in the entire state of Maine.
Right.
Plattner continued, there are 40,000 Mainers who are going to lose health care because of the lack of the Affordable Care Act extension. One of those things seems very important and real to me. One of them seems like an invented cultural war scare tactic to keep people divided. Basically being like, why are we focusing on such a minuscule issue that's not even an issue to begin with? And multiple
100%.
times, I think early on in his campaign, he basically came out and was like, I support the trans community. And the rally that he was at, like standing ovation, everybody went wild. So mazel tov to Graham Plattner for really sticking up for the LGBTQ community, especially our trans brothers and sisters. Love that for him, putting it out there. His polling is still doing well. And, Janet Mills, maybe you should just stay on your lane as governor. You're doing a good job. Just stay there. And also Susan Collins, you can fuck right off.
Yeah. I mean, like our latest episode, if you haven't listened to it with Lana Lux, she says in there, when asked, like, how can we be advocates and activists ourselves if we're not trans or with allies and everything? And she says, if you are a cis person or even a heterosexual person, that your voice carries so much more weight than a trans person's because the vilification that has happened and the victimization with trans people daily and attacking daily, that they have minimized their voices. And so yeah, somebody like that who's standing up and still holding the ground of saying, no, this is what I believe in, this is what I'm going to do. Awesome.
And then that leads us, though, to James Tillerico. James Tillerico also put out, has been somewhat vocal in his campaigning, where he is funny because so now that he is the official Democratic candidate for the 2026 midterms Senate race, he blatantly made a statement the other day being like, this is kind of bullshit. Obviously, he didn't say that because he's a man of the Lord. But he said, the only thing that media wants to ask me about are trans athletes. And he's kind of sitting here like, we've got so many major issues going on in the world, and all you care about is trans athletes. Like,
right.
it's not a problem to begin with. Like, so he goes on to say, the only minority destroying this country is billionaires. Tellerico said that trans people are 1% of the population. Undocumented people are also 1% of the population. Muslims are 1% of the population. We're focusing on the wrong 1%. Trans people aren't taking away our health care. Undocumented people aren't defunding our schools. Muslims aren't cutting taxes for themselves and their rich friends. It's the billionaires and their puppet politicians. And so we need to, not only the media, but all of us need to focus on the real problems at hand, aka not trans people. And he openly keeps saying, like, stop asking me about trans people. They're not an issue. James Tillerico is a religious person.
Very.
Very religious person, but he's a very progressive.
No, it's said that he has to be labeled progressive. He is just a Christian. He is what Christianity is supposed to be. It's love thy neighbor, be there for themselves. He truly is just...
He's a Christian who actually understands Christianity and isn't using it as a
weapon of hate.
Correct. And so it is, obviously we're not religious people, but seeing James Tellerico, though, come out, specifically when asked about trans people, he says that, well, they are thy neighbor, and I will love thy neighbor and let them live. He basically was like, they can live their life and I'm going to live my life. And God was a man who preached to, love thy neighbor, respect thy neighbor, and lift them up when you're down, and all that kind of Bible-y stuff. But he specifically is like, I don't care. Just like any member of the LGBTQ community, love them. They are your neighbor.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. It's the Holy Bible, and he's
the Holy Bible.
It's the Holy Bible, and he is preaching it, but in a way that is resonating, I think, with a lot of people who see themselves as Christians, and they didn't know where that line was for them. I think that's why he's getting so much traction as well in Texas, is because, Texas religion is huge. Christianity is huge in Texas. And so he's being able to
bridging the gap.
He's bridging the gap. He's being able to show you can be Christian and heavily devout to your religion, but also not shitting on people who need help. It's wonderful.
So shout out to Graham Plattner and James Tellerico if you want to donate to their campaigns. I would support, though. I already have donated to both of their campaigns. But I just thought it was fun to spotlight two candidates who are running in very important Senate seats to try and flip Maine and Texas. Maine obviously has a higher chance than Texas does. But hey, you never know. Get out and get involved in your state elections and your the midterms that elections that are coming up this November. Register to vote. Yeah, big midterm year this year, people.
Yeah.
If you're fed up with the way things are, you better vote. If you don't vote, I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
I know these past couple of weeks we've like heavily hit hard on like transgender issues. We've kind of talked about it a lot. But there's a lot of legislation being passed all across the country. As of this morning, there were 6 states as well. I didn't get all the states, but there were 6 states. Idaho had just joined as the 6th to write a petition to the Supreme Court to overturn Obergefell v. Hodges. So kind of going to start keeping an eye on that. The last time that went through, the court didn't hear it. They didn't take the case. Again, there's nothing. They can petition to the court all they want to look at it, but there's been no harm. There's no case right now, so they can't just overturn it on states being like, we want it overturned. That's just not how it works. So something that we're going to keep an eye on. But when we talk about transgender people, and they are right now some of the most attacked, obviously it's the attack on the transgender community is to hide a lot of different things, a lot of hate for these people. So a couple things that I wanted to highlight on that happened this week. 6 transgender people sued Aetna Insurance for denying facial femme surgery on Sunday. They did win the injunction. However, it is only going to affect 2 out of the 6 people. They didn't explain why exactly. It did come down to the fact that Aetna was essentially discriminating against, they were denying surgery, saying that it was cosmetic. The 2 that is going to affect the most, that, for the injunction here, reported and said that they were suffering from severe gender dysphoria, severe depression, and suicidal tendencies. Judge Bolton said Aetna's policy exclusion was targeted towards only transgender individuals seeking medical care for the gender-affirming surgeries, or, in any which way that it was, and that it is discrimination on the basis of sex. So, big win there.
Yeah.
Big win there. And I know it's only affecting, 2 of the 6, but that's still a win in the trans community. And we need that right now because our neighbor to the west here, Kansas, fucking assholes. The numbers have come out for I think we talked about it last time, they passed the transgender ID and bathroom law, right? Mm-hmm. So the numbers have come out. I think they said 1,700 or something like that was the number I saw. That's how many transgender people in Kansas is going to affect. Of the 2.97 million. And that is of the 2024 population statistics. So it is a fifth of a percent, 0.05% of the entire population of Kansas that it is going to affect. And fuck this guy. Douglas County District Judge James McGabria, MC, little c, big C-A-B-R-I-A. I don't know. Don't really care. Declined to grant the restraining order for the Kansas bill. So now we're talking about the Kansas bill. They denied the restraining order on Tuesday, I believe it was, on behalf of 2 anonymous trans residents who immediately sued the state of Kansas. Quote, the judge saying, there isn't enough evidence to show that trans people will face harassment and discrimination if they have to use bathrooms or show IDs that conflict with their gender identity. 2007 is when Kansas allowed for transgender people to change the gender markers on their ID. So this has been a policy since 2007. Damn. The Attorney General for Kansas has been after this since he took office. In 2023, this was the first step that Kansas took. They changed the state's definition of what sex is to be male or female assigned at birth. So this is my question, and this is my recommendation. What if we just stop assigning sex at birth then? What if on the birth, we don't still fucking do it?
Just born a person.
You're just born a person. Stop. Who gives a fuck about the sexuality of a baby, first off, or a human? It doesn't affect you any.
No.
Just stop assigning sex at birth then.
Well, especially when it's only 0.05% of the entire population of Kansas. So who cares?
Exactly. That's where there's so many more things that you could be doing in Kansas to help people, but this is where your argument is.
Healthcare.
Kansas House Speaker Daniel Hawkins said that this law this fucking asshole too. This law isn't about scoring political points, but doing what's right for women and girls across our communities. There are also female to male trans people.
Right.
They don't care about that. No. It's just the illusion of caring for a women and because they think a man is still a man even though they've transitioned. Look at Lana Luck's latest episode. Gorgeous girl. Mark Schreiber, who is a Republican, was the only Republican, by the way, in Kansas to vote against this bill. And this is it's kind of a backhanded, pat on the shoulder, but this is what he said. He goes, I don't have any trans folks in my family, but I know trans people. And we seem to keep passing laws that keep getting in the way of that being them just trying to live their lives. So kind of like a backhanded, why he voted against it. And I get that. Like, I don't know trans people, but I don't have them in my family, but I know somebody, and that's fine. That's what you want to do. So this got me thinking when they said, who is it? The House Speaker, Daniel Hawking, said, we're just trying to protect women and girls across our communities. This got me thinking about nationwide, because obviously they're talking about sexual assault, sexual violence. And so I went to the United States Sentencing Commission.gov.
The
sentencing.
Oh.
So they pull all the statistics of everyone who goes to prison, jail, what they're sentenced for, what the crime was, anything like that. So I went to the 2024. That's the latest information they have. They don't have the 2025 out yet. So of sexual offenders, 93.5% white males.
Shocking.
Let's see, or I'm sorry, 93.5% were men, just
okay.
men. 55 though of that 93.5% white males.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Still, wow.
15% Hispanic, 13% Black, 13% Native American, 2.8% other. 60% of those were criminal of nature, that is like rape or anything like that, and that was actually more prevalent in the Native American community. The Native American community, 85% statutory rape. That's just what the sentencing here. 23.1% of white men were involved in some sort of sexual contact abuse. 67%, this is the big one here. 67% of all child porn cases in the United States, white males.
Jennifer and Pops talked about that before.
Sexual assault offenders, 94.8% by U.S. citizens, not immigrants.
Right.
Not trans people. Top 5 districts at sexual assault sentencing cases: South Dakota.
I bet they're all red states.
Northern Oklahoma, Eastern Oklahoma, Florida, and Texas.
So all probably red districts.
Mm-hmm. All red districts.
Who love that? Who love Jesus probably too.
I did because I wanted to see what the statistics were. It was incredibly hard to find any statistics on trans perpetrators, because sexuality is not a marker for when the Sentencing Bureau or Commission is keeping track of that. And there were so many different avenues and so many different resources out there for sexual assault. There's the National Sexual Assault Commission, and even them, the only thing, every time I tried to find something about trans people and trans perpetrators or anything like that, it just came up with the trans numbers of victimization, how many trans people are victimized. The Williams Institute School of Law, LGBT people are 4 times more likely than non-queer people to experience violent victimization, including rape, sexual assault, or just assault, period.
Damn.
So they did a study, 71.1 person per 1,000 queer people are sexually assaulted.
Wait,
in some sort.
Say that again.
Essentially 71 of 1,000 people in the queer of queer people who identify as queer.
71 of them.
71 out of 1,000 are sexually assaulted.
Damn.
Or report some sort of sexual assault. 19 out of 1,000 non-queer people report some sort of sexual assault.
Okay. So yeah.
So almost 4 times the amount. And LGBTQIA plus women are 5 times more likely to experience violent victimization. So let's go back to, this isn't about scoring political points, and it's about, rights for women and girls across the communities. LGBT people, especially trans people, have the highest victimization of some sort of sexual assault, sexual violence, or assault, period.
They're not the ones
they're not the ones perpetrating the actions.
That's the word choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we saw from all the other statistics. I went down a rabbit hole yesterday.
But
this is my rabbit hole I went down.
We have to ban them.
Yes. That's what I'm getting at. And so that's why right now I know we're pushing this trans stuff and we're talking about it a lot, but we have to keep talking about it. We have to keep it in the limelight because fucking assholes are doing fucking asshole things.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was that.
Work, bitch. Slay the house down boots. Let's talk about the Quirties.
Yes.
The QWERTY Awards! They're put together by QWERTY.com. QUEERTY. The QWERTYs. I think this is the third or fourth year of the QWERTYs. I'm not specifically sure. But this year, they are voted on by whoever wants to vote. It's fan voting.
Oh, yeah.
I voted. QWERTY.com for the full list of winners, if anybody's interested. Where do we want to... I'm going to spotlight some of them. So there's like so many freaking categories here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start with the winner of category Badass.
Ooh.
It's fun. I love
Okay.
their categories. So Badass, these were the nominees. Jonathan Bailey, Doechii, Vivian, Jenna Wilson, Renee Rapp, love her, T.S. Madison, Work, Ricky Martin, Slay, Anya Nerve, Paige Buchers, she's a basketball player. Jeff Hiller, he was from that show on HBO.
Yep.
He won an Emmy somewhere.
Somebody somewhere.
Somebody somewhere.
He's also just in Elsbeth recently. He was a wig maker and a murderer.
And then Tramel Tillman, who is also some actor from I don't know what. Of all of those contenders, the winner of Badass went to, any guesses?
Jonathan Bailey?
Yes.
Because, oh my God, his ass and Wicked.
Runner-up was Doechii.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so anthem songs. So queer anthems are just like some, big songs that were out. Your nominees are Sticky Fingers by Ashniko. I don't know that song. Beat Up Channels by Slater. I don't know that one. Fast Demi Lovato, No Broke Boys, Disco Lines and Tanashi, Diet Pepsi by Ben Platt. That song slaps. Overqualified, Durandar Bernard. Golden from that movie. I'm Not a Boy by Omar Rudberg. The Subway, Chapel Roan, What a Song. And Abracadabra by Lady Gaga.
And did they have a winner?
Yeah, who do you think?
It's either Chapel Roan or Lady Gaga.
Any final guess?
Yeah. Okay, I'll go Chapel Roan.
Okay, Chapel Roan was the runner-up.
Oh, damn.
Lady Gaga was the winner. Lady Gaga, Abracadabra was the winner, followed by Chapel Roan's The Subway as runner-up.
It's nice to know that my queer
Your
intellect.
queer intellect you're doing great so far.
Doing so good.
Let's go drag royalty. And the thing
Ooh.
that I loved about this group of queens is they're not all like RuPaul's Drag Race queens.
Yeah.
There's just some famous, or like not famous, or maybe they are locally or whatever, but
Just some like
there's just some queens that haven't been on Drag Race. Maybe they've been on Dragula. I don't know. I don't watch that show. It grosses me out. So our contendants were Utica. Oh my God, I love her so much. Aja, King Molasses,
Okay.
Ginger Minge,
okay.
Ava Destruction, Hedda Lettuce. I love that
Oh
drag
my
name.
God, what a fun
Hedda
name.
Lettuce. Bridget Bandit, Gloria Groove, Bosco, and Ananya.
Ooh, okay. Ooh.
You can do this.
Drag royalty.
Yes. Who
I mean,
won?
I'm a huge fan of Utica, and I want to say Utica, but just because
Yeah.
she was on Project Runway, she did
Project
everything.
Runway, filming now.
Filming
Kansas
now.
City's own Q. Spoiler alert. Hasn't been announced, but there's filming video or filming pictures, and
There's
Q
oh,
is
yeah.
there.
And Plain Jane.
Plain Jane is not a contestant. She was there with Q for whatever
No,
challenge they were
they're-
doing. No, it was corrected.
It was corrected?
Yeah.
Okay.
So either way, Q was there. Plain Jane might
Ooh.
not be. Yeah, because there was too many people there. So I think they were a guest for whatever.
Yeah.
It might
Whatever
have been
event they were doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But either way, yeah, Q. Look it out for her on the next season of
I love
Project
that.
Runway, which is also why she didn't respond to me when I asked her to be on the podcast because she's a little busy. Anyway, so the winner of Drag Royalty was Bosco.
Oh, yeah.
Who also, Bosco just announced a tour with Murray and Peter, touring all across America.
That'd be a good one
She's
to go
coming to
see.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think Uptown Theater. But yeah, if you want, check out Bosco. She's more with Murray and Peter, touring later this year. So shout out to Bosco. She won Drag Royalty. Let's go to Future All-Stars. So these are upcoming drag queens that are
Okay.
going to be like the next big thing.
Yeah.
Ready for the contenders?
Are you ready for
I was
it?
kind of surprised by some of these queens. Lady Camden,
Oh, okay.
The Widow Von Du. Surprised she made. I love Widow.
Oh, God.
Kansas City royalty.
Oh, God. And she still slaps.
Plasma,
Oh.
Lana Geray, Sam Starr.
Aw.
Ugh, Joella. Sorry, Queen.
Joella.
Joella. Girl, that mattress look was a choice. Lexi Love, Jewel Sparkles, Susie Toot, and Corey King.
Oh, Lexi Love. I loved her.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
Any guesses on who
Up and
won?
comings. Ooh. Look, I love Widow, but I don't think she would have won.
She did not.
Yeah, I don't think so. She won Kansas City. She won in Kansas City's mind.
Yeah.
Sam Starr maybe.
Nope.
Oh,
Corey King got runner-up.
no
and
shit.
I'm sorry, honey, but Susie Toot won.
Oh,
He's not a Susie Toot queen.
I'm sorry, Susie, but I'm not a Susie Toot fan. Maybe if I saw her in person, her actual like doing drag and like person and everything, but it was the lip for me, the 1920s 30s kind of lip that she did.
the overdrawn.
The overdrawn. We've talked about this so many times, like on Drag Queens. I can't do the overdrawn. It's so distracting. And also, I get it. She's a theater queen. We didn't have to hear about it every day.
Okay, so podcasts. Maybe we'll be nominated one day. Who knows? Probably not. Anyway, people were That's a Gay Ass Podcast by Eric Williams. That's a really funny podcast if you haven't listened to it. The Yestergays with Justin Sylvester and Blakey Thornton. Psychobabble, Tyler Oakley, Corey Cool. Bad Sisters, Shauna Summers and Chris Chesson. Tea Time, Raven Simone with Miranda Madey. Therapus by Jake Shane, So True, Caleb Huron, Outlaw by T.S. Madison, and then the winner was the Kelly Mantle Show, hosted by Kelly Mantle.
Oh,
I love her.
who would have guessed?
Las Culturistas with Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers was the runner.
Nice. Excellent.
Okay, some other quick shout-outs here. TV drama, any guesses? Who won?
I have no idea.
Come on. Heated Rivalry.
Oh, okay.
The runner-up for that was The Pit. Are there queer people at The Pit?
Yeah, well,
Ish?
they haven't exactly said that Santos and the surgeon are fucking, but there's a lot of allusion to the fact that they are fucking.
Oh, well, shout out to them. So yeah, Pit runner-up, Heated Rivalry, number 1. Reality TV star winner was Ezra Zosa with Dancing with the Stars, followed up by Tiffany New York Pollard from House of Villains.
Okay.
Oh, Tiffany Pollard, what a person. What
Wasn't
else
she
do
on
we
Traitors?
have? No, maybe.
I thought she was on Traitors.
Books winner was Cynthia Erivo's memoir, Simply More. Theater, the winner for that was Mary with Jigs Monsoon.
She's in London now.
Yes, she's doing the Yellow Brick Road or something.
Yeah, that's right.
And then a couple other quick ones here. Comedy movie. What's this one? Ooh, Twinless one. I want to watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Pillion was the runner-up. Also want to watch that. Reality TV program. What is this? Traitors, of course, won. The Great British Bake Off got runner-up. So fun. Okay, we'll do this one as the last one. Comic. The people were, we got Jay Jordan, Paris Sachet, Wally Barham, James Tom, Robbie Hoffman, Fortune Feimster, Hera Ellenbender, Tig Notaro, Ren Q Daw, and Caleb Huron. Do you know any of those besides Tig and Fortune?
No.
I was like, Caleb Huron won. I think you recognize them.
Oh, okay. Recognize, yes.
Yeah, so Caleb won, and then Ren Q Daw with a runner-up. There's a bunch of other more categories and more you can go check out on the Queerties website and on Queerty.com. Also check out Queerty.com just in general for the latest fun and news going on here in the queer community. They also have They also have a bigger spotlight on Liza Minnelli receiving her award at the GLAAD Awards.
Oh, wonderful.
So look more into that. Trixie Mattel was also nominated for some things. I can't scroll through here enough to find them, but ooh, what's this?
See you next week, girl.
Breakout musical artist, Cat's Eye. I don't know who they are. Next big thing. Last one. We'll do this. Next big thing. Red, White, and Royal. The Wedding.
Oh,
that's supposed to be the next big thing.
I am so excited for that.
Devil Wears Prada number 2
So
was the
excited for
runner-up. Also nominated was Heartstopper Forever, which is going to be so good. Also news on Heartstopper Forever, which is the final.
It's like a movie too.
It's a movie to wrap up the entire Heartstopper series on Netflix. That movie is not coming out until after the final book is released.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So you can read the book first.
Yeah, I'm going to have to read that first.
Anyway, that's it with the Queerties. Some more fun things.
I love it. I love that. And a lot
Mazel
of good,
tov to our winners.
yeah, a lot of good winners. And I now need to go watch a lot of comedians, apparently.
I was looking at it, I was like, oh, Tig, yeah. Oh, Fortune. Everyone else was like, I guess I need to get some,
They must be
do
funny.
some research.
Yeah.
Watch some
As far as like
comedy.
Taylor Thomason wasn't nominated.
I know, her new special, I really liked it. It was
The
funny.
Prodigal Daughter or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit was so fucking funny. Yeah, that one was really good. If you haven't watched that one, go watch that one. It's on Netflix, obviously, because she's. What did she say? She owes her life to Netflix now. So.
Yeah.
All right, last thing, we'll wrap it up. I wanted to find something kind of local, Kansas City based, something fun. And so I stumbled upon this group. It's called Where to Find Us.
Okay.
That's kind of at first how I say it. And
Sus.
I'm very sorry. I am going to fuck up this last name.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
It's so Tiffany. It's the co-founders are Tiffany Watts. That one was easy, and I think Lo Mchel, Mchel.
Low?
Lo, Lo,
Uh-huh.
Lo, and the last name Mchel, Mchel. I think that's how it is.
Mickle.
Mchel.
I
don't know. They are the co-founders. You can also find them on Instagram at Where to Find Us on Instagram. But what it is essentially it's an auction style queer singles for their friends to like hawk them off to other people.
I saw this.
So it is essentially you take your queer friend and you go up there and you say all the good things about them and you try to sell this queer friend of yours, your single queer friend who's looking for love in all the wrong places. And you maybe give a couple, they say, here, give us all the green flags, maybe a couple yellow flags. Here's the thing. And you try setting them up with like somebody that's there and everything. Like somebody like essentially is like, oh, I'll take that one.
Didn't they do this at what's that bar with like the pirate ship in it?
Oh, down in the West Bottoms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did an event there. I saw that one.
So it has.
I tried to tell Kelly she should go.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is, it's their community though has like exploded. And so it's no longer just like, it's definitely still queer orientated for queer people, but it's not just about relationships now. It's about friendships or finding somebody a part of the community so it has grown to this like massive, amazing thing.
You auction them off.
You're essentially auctioning off your friend.
But like, do you have to pay?
I don't think so.
Like, how does that work?
I don't know how it works and everything. But
raising money? We'll have to look into it.
Yeah, I'll have to look more into. I'll have to look definitely more into it. It was just like a last minute. I was just like sitting there and I was like, I want to do one more thing, and I thought this would be really fun to like have a Kansas City inspired thing. But again, you can find them on Instagram at Where to Find Us. Their next event is March 19th, so it will be 5 days from the time that this episode comes out.
Math.
Yep. So it'll be 5 days from there. And then what used to be every few months or here and there, again, they've grown. So they're really starting to do once a month events.
Okay, work.
So follow their Instagram. Keep a lookout for their April date on where it's going to be and what they're going to be doing, times and everything there. And I believe you can register. They have like links and stuff there too, is what I saw. But I thought that was such a fun idea and so cute. Of just like I have a couple people in mind that I would take up there and I would auction.
How fun. We'll put their information in the description below.
Yeah, and that'd be fun. So
cool. Well, thanks everybody for listening to this week's episode of Currently Queer, episode number 6. We appreciate all you guys supporting us and listening. And don't forget, all new episodes of Everyone's Little Queer come out Wednesday. Currently Queer comes out every Saturday. And if you guys want to, head over to our link tree, and all of our social medias are linked there. And you can fill out a form if you want to be on Everybody's Little Queer, or submit your story for us to share for you guys. So thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
bye.
Bye.